Welcome to our eco-horror book buzz. So eco-horror, which is short for ecology horror, generally consists of environmental themes, often with a variation of either man tampers with nature and reaps horrific rewards, or nature is terrifying and we should have a super healthy respect for her. You've probably seen movies in this genre without realizing it, including movies like Annihilation, Contagion, and Snowpiercer. So today, we're going to talk about some books that delve into why you don't mess around with Mother Nature. Let's get started. Our first book is The Book of Colby by M.R. Carey. First in a trilogy, this series is told from the stream of consciousness narration of Colby, who grew up behind the walls of Myth and Rude. Important walls, as behind these walls live the choker trees, which are like super murder trees. It's a post-apocalyptic wasteland, but is Colby safer inside or outside of Myth and Rude's walls? M.R. Carey is also the author of The Girl with All the Gifts, and I'm not gonna lie, that was my favorite book the year it came out. Like his past books, Carey's unique world building is an intense ecological nightmare, and one of the greatest reasons to read his book. I highly recommend it. Next, we have The Ruins by Scott Smith. So it starts with a group of friends vacationing in Mexico, and in a series of great decisions, they decide to head off to a site of a fabled Mayan archaeological dig. And then, well, it's called an eco-horror book called The Ruins, so I feel like you can guess how well it's gonna go. Smith also wrote A Simple Plan, which is an intense novel of modern suspense, and it's that sort of storytelling that really keeps you on the edge of your seat while you try to figure out what's going to happen next. So if you're really into a good book that's just chock full of suspense, this one is for you. Next, we've got Devolution by Max Brooks. Same guy who wrote World War Z, which is also an excellent book, though a terrible movie. Like World War Z, this story is told after the fact using journal entries and interviews to explain what happened in the Green Loop massacre. It's part survival story and part horror as things evolve for the utopian community of Green Loop. I'm a big fan of Max Brooks, and if you're looking for some good horror, he is just a staple. So our last book is Sealed by Naomi Booth. Okay, so Pete and Alice have moved from the city to get away from it all and live in nature. With Alice heavily pregnant, Pete also knows that this clean air and the lack of Wi-Fi are going to help her get over her obsession with the rumors of a skin-sealing epidemic. Like the movies Bird Box and The Quiet Place, Sealed's horror is at its root about how terrifying it is to be a parent. It's a really fast read, it's barely over 200 pages, but Booth has such a good way with words and it really vividly sets the scene and all the dread that comes crashing around Alice as the horror creeps in. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Did you know that we have newsletters that you can subscribe to for more book recommendations? You can visit cityofcarrollton.com/nextreads to sign up for one of them, or if you visit our catalog, you can see past issues. Have a good day, y'all.